Jackson Radio Show.
Welcome back, everybody. Kevin Jackson. Here's the Kevin Jackson Show. KJRadio.com, 844-551-8255. For you guys writing to me, calling the show, I truly appreciate your notes. I'm behind right now. I owe you guys return, some responses, and I will get to those. But gotta tell you, love getting them. It bolsters our spirit. We have the will of 1,000 men, I'm telling you, in this organization. And we don't have 1,000 people, by the way. But we have the will of 1,000 people. And we will not give up. We will not let up. That's just the way it is. And does the road get weary? It absolutely does. But we find the strength. People, it's funny when I'll be sent stuff to people at 2 o'clock in the morning, like, man, do you sleep? I'm like, very little. And trust me when I tell you, I want to. I want to go out and have vacations and spend time with, family and friends and stuff like that. But you know what? Somebody's got to guard that line. We're talking about strength today, folks, on the Kevin Jackson Show. The real man smiles in trouble, gathers strength from distress, and grows brave by deflection. That was what Thomas Paine said, the man who wrote Common Sense. And I'm going to ask you a question. Do you find Barack Obama to be a real man? Do you feel like he went through a whole lot of stress in his life, and that's what built his backbone and his character? If you're like me, you're probably going, what are you supposed? Kevin, get off them drugs. You would never think that about Barack Obama. He didn't go through any wars. He used the light-skinned Negro with the no Negro dialect to get everything he wanted, and somebody made it easy for him all along the way. Barack Obama hasn't struggled. And the sad part about life for most of the millennials in America, they haven't struggled either. That's why they related to that clown. They love the idea. He came out there and talked like this and said, hey, we're going to try to do something about college, those student loans. And they're like, yeah, he's dreaming. Why should we have to pay back our loans? I don't know, maybe because every generation before you paid back their loans? Maybe because it's a loan. It's not your money. It's somebody else's money. Maybe it's because the public is betting on you to go out there and be somebody and make take your career and make it into something and put back into society, you little social justice warrior plebe puke. Maybe that's it. But what they do is they go, I'm going to get a stupid, useless degree that doesn't pay any money, and then I'm saddled with all this debt. What do I do? Why should I have to pay back my loans? Meanwhile, the guy getting his engineering degree, me, double E or computer science or math or whatever, you're out there, working and you got gainfully employed, designing missiles and, I designed check sorting equipment, stuff like that. And, and readers and programmable logic and all kinds of stuff. And these clowns are out there going, we want more black people at your company. That's your contribution? You want more women and Guatemalan midgets at my company? I don't need you. Go get a real degree. Why are we funding that nonsense? But that's not even what I want to talk about. What I want to talk about is the strength of Donald Trump. Let me ask you this. Do you believe Obama would have melted under the pressure of what Donald Trump is going through? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. See, y'all looking at me going, now that was deep. That was a deep question, wasn't it? Thank you. I appreciate that. Here's what I said when I was thinking about that. Thank God for leftists that Barack Obama was coddled in every way. Barack Obama failed almost every test he took. Almost every one. And you know what the left did? It's okay. He's our little Negro. It's okay. They didn't care. They didn't care that Barack Obama was not ready for prime time. They didn't care that his ideas, his policy positions were idiotic. A baboon was better at policy than Barack Obama. You'd have a better time picking your Final Four with a monkey going, I don't know, Virginia, Alabama, Mississippi, whatever, than letting a Barack Obama look at something. He's an idiot. Can you imagine how that little pansy would have melted under a fraction of the pressure of Donald Trump? Think about that. And see, that while you're thinking about that, let me tell you what the left is doing. They are so mad. They are so mad because they know that to be true. The left applied as much pressure as they possibly could on President Donald Trump. And you know what he does? He lays down in a suit and he wakes up like it's been dry cleaned and pressed. They cannot wrinkle this man. He is undaunted. He is steadfast and true because he knows who he is. He is unafraid, unabashed, whatever you want to call. And you want to know why? Strength comes from his indomitable will. Donald Trump says, I can do this job. We have never, I'm telling you, in the history of this country, we have never had a man who got into the office and said, I can do that. I can do that with my eyes closed. Because every one of them, I'm talking, even the guys in the past, I'm talking George Washington, all that, it was all fresh and new to them. Trump watched many presidents in the modern era, all learning from the ones before them. And by the time it got to him, he said, this is nothing. You and I know the same thing. If you know something so cold and you've watched people do it and you're like, man, these clowns are doing that. And when it comes your turn, you're like, all right, I'll show you. Bam. It's like watching Einstein look at a motor. He's like, man, y'all are tweaking that. Move back. Boom. And they're like, wow, it runs a lot better under him. Your dadgum Skippy, it does, because he's a genius. I'm going to talk more about that in a bit. So Obama, he can't handle the pressure. As my brother used to say when we were playing dominoes, pressure bust a pipe. Yeah, the left want to present Barack Obama as Mr. Cool, Mr. Calm, Mr. Relaxed, but he was nothing like it, nothing close. He was the most scared president on the planet, and the only thing that made him feel confident was the adoring, undying adulation of fans that said we cannot let our bet on him go bad. If we let it go sour, we lose our money. He second-guessed himself his entire presidency. He flip-flopped on major issues so badly, even the leftists called him on it. But then they'd see him crying and then they go, hey, Barry, don't cry. Somebody bring in the affirmative action rag and wipe his head for him. Or some butt balm. Let him heal his wounds. Imagine for a second if the Justice Department was against Barack Obama the way they've been against Donald Trump. You think Barack Obama would have had a scandal-free presidency if they played it by the book? If he didn't have Comey and McCabe and all those people covering for him? Do you honestly believe that we wouldn't be talking about Fast and Furious, Benghazi, the IRS scandal, and a host of others? You doggone Skippy, we would. But they all covered for him because they had to. They don't have to cover for Trump. That's the beauty of conservatism.
This is the Kevin Jackson Radio Show.